much of the technology and machinery that is used to make these chips was designed and produced in the United States. And by uniting our skills and our technological know-how, it allows the production of chips that are critical to both our countries and are essential sectors of our global economy.
There is a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits that you have to know, folks, so continue watching this video. You definitely don't want to miss out on this. Now, first of all, Americans are finally receiving their tax refund checks from the federal government, and this could mean several big, huge changes. Tax refund represents a source of joy for millions of households, and this year the average check is about $3,000. Now, according to latest data, refunds are also used to pay down bills, start an emergency fund, or splurge on something special. Refund checks may be pleasant to receive, but they aren't free money from the government. Instead, they represent reimbursements from the IRS for taxes that workers overpaid throughout the year. Last year, that amounted to $360 billion in overpaid income, with 2 in 3 taxpayers receiving a check from the IRS. And because of the financial stakes, tax professionals and economists have engaged in a long-running debate about whether it's financially wise to get a tax refund or to have a close to a net zero tax return and get nothing back from the IRS. On one side of the debate, many experts cautioned that tax refunds represent interest-free loans that taxpayers give to the federal government. But on the flip side, other financial professionals say it may be better for some taxpayers to receive a refund because it essentially provides an enforced savings plan, which can be helpful for people who have trouble saving money. And according to experts surveyed by CBS News, it's a financially wise choice to get your money in your paycheck throughout the year. As of February 24th, the average tax refund was $3,000. That is a $3,000 interest-free loan that you are giving to the government. That is about $250 a month extra that you could add to your budget. That's similar to the monthly payments that many families with children received in 2021. This was money that was credited with reducing poverty and helping families afford childcare, transportation, and much more. Aside from using that money for household expenses, taxpayers could use that extra $250 to save for retirement. That's a big issue given that there's a massive retirement gap in the U.S., because with most Americans having far less than they'll need for a comfortable retirement. Other experts say that if you need the money on a short-term basis, sock it away in a high-interest savings account, which exceeds 4%. Now, by comparison, the IRS doesn't pay interest on tax refunds, which means you could be missing out on some extra money through a high-yield savings account or their investment vehicles. Almost half of Americans say they plan to receive their refund checks, and sometimes it's impossible to determine. In the State of the Union address that focused largely on the economic shutdown, well, Joe Biden once again called on Congress to revitalize the fourth stimulus payment. This will come back and give us a fourth stimulus check. That's what it means, everybody. We're going to get stimulus today, soon, and probably by the end of this year. Because Joe Biden, everybody, said this. He said that he called for a number of changes to tax policy in his State of the Union address, including significantly raising the levy on stock, buybacks, and imposing a billionaire minimum tax. But the shout-out to the expanded child tax credit is more immediately significantly for the average American family than a tax on billionaires. The expanded child tax credit was back in 2021. It helped a lot of people out and to help families with Americans struggling financially. Well, they provided stimulus for a long time. And the maximum benefit of the credit was increased from $2,000 to $3,000 in 2021. That's for people 6 to 17 years old. And half of the credit was given in advance, plus in monthly payments to the families to help others throughout the year, and the other half was given as part of a household's tax refund. The household with pretty much no or low income was able to receive it for the first time. And though it can take years for the policy to have the tangible effects, the impact of the credit was pretty much very noticeable, very fast. And so I believe it's pretty much right for Joe Biden to send out another one. Don't you guys agree? Parents reported using the advance payments for household essentials like groceries, clothing, schools, and utilities. And despite worries from conservatives, and many lawmakers are pushing for plans that would issue broad or targeted payments based on the state of unemployment. So when unemployment is high, as it was in March 2020, payments will be sent out to a broad group of people. As it drops, payments will become more concentrated on lower class and working class communities, who are adversely affected by the crisis. As relief measures go, stimulus checks and unemployment insurance are not cheap fixes that would help the economic problems plaguing America right now. Folks, in addition to that, the 3-round stimulus checks alone cost more than $580 billion. Of course, Republicans have voiced opposition to this. The White House has backed automatic stabilizers for unemployment insurance, and Kamala Harris supported recurring payments. A change.org petition that was started last year calls for $2,000 payments and has gathered more than 3 million signatures. And now lawmakers have proposed a number of other points that could be put in place for the new stimulus check, including a new minimum wage, renewing federal tax on employment, and making the child tax credit raise permanent. At least 21 Senate Democrats are on board with this, but as of right now, it is clear that when automatic stabilizers could become law, it would definitely help a lot. They're most likely a pathway to passage of more budget reconciliations. Without reconciliation, Democrats will need to support at least 10 Republicans, and it's unclear that they sign into the concept of automatic direct payments. Thank you again for your support, everybody. If you have any questions on this, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best in answering them.
Apologize to everybody out there. Usually we do these things very, very smoothly. Tonight we did not. We got some technical issues. So I'm not going to give you the long speech. I want you to hear from the workers themselves. Bottom line is you have some very courageous people out there who are in Colorado who are standing up to a very powerful corporation, the Kroger supermarket, the largest supermarket chain in the country, owned by incredibly wealthy people. And these folks have gone out on a 10-day strike, and I want Kim Cordova to explain why they went out and what this strike is about. So Kim, say it again. Our profitable corporation. How much does the CEO earn at this corporation? Do you remember?
It's millions of dollars. In fact, when they cut our hazard pay, he got a 21% or $21 million wage increase.
And within Kroger stores, they have pantries where employees are getting food contributed by other employees. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Place and actually work and actually make a difference and bring the company back to the table to listen to our concerns. It was just a wonderful experience. I hope that this, encourages more places to unionize when they see what the power of a union can do when you do stand together and fight for your rights. I think there's a tremendous resurgence of that in our country, and I think we need more of it.
We're going to hear from shortly. And here at the White House with Jennifer Granholm, our former governor and energy secretary, Gina McCarthy, the National Climate Advisor, and Kathleen Hicks, the Deputy Secretary of Defense. And we're here to make an announcement that sounds a little complex on the surface, but really it's about something quite simple.
So, Democratic lawmakers in the Senate, including Chuck Schumer, have finally come up with a new plan to gain support from Senate Democrat Manchin on President Biden's bills. And it has been confirmed that a payment of $1,800 will be sent out to people this year. And remember, folks, the whole goal of this channel is to provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information. I want every member of my community to receive the much-needed stimulus check that everyone needs. So we all know that Congress must get President Biden's bill